What if the power to start a war was never meant to belong to the president? What if the US Constitution gave that power to Congress instead? Yet today, America may be on the brink of another conflict, this time with Iran, after military actions ordered by Donald Trump. And now a huge constitutional question is shaking Washington. Can Congress actually stop a president from waging war, or has that power already slipped away? In recent months, tensions between the United States and Iran has escalated dramatically. Missile strikes, military deployments, and a growing debate in Washington about who really controls the power of war. According to the US Constitution, that power belongs to Congress. But history shows presidents have often acted first and asked questions later. So how did America get here? The framers of the Constitution were deeply cautious about war. They believed that no single leader should have the authority to start one. That's why Article 1 of the Constitution gives Congress the power to declare war. Meanwhile, Article 2 makes the president the commander-in-chief of the military. This created a deliberate balance of power, but over time, presidents began expanding their interpretation of military authority. From interventions in Panama to air campaigns in Libya, presidents from both parties have deployed troops without formal war declarations, often with little resistance from Congress. The last time Congress forcefully pushed back was during the Vietnam War.
Lays down in policy for the first time very clearly that the president cannot by himself take this country to war and should.
By the early 1970s, public anger was exploding. More than 58,000 American soldiers had died. And when Richard Nixon secretly bombed Cambodia, Congress decided enough was enough. In 1973, lawmakers passed the historic War Powers Resolution of 1973. Its purpose was simple: prevent presidents from taking the country to war without congressional approval. Nixon vetoed it, but Congress did something extraordinary. They overruled the veto, forcing the law into effect. Under the War Powers Resolution, a president can deploy troops without Congress only in limited circumstances: if the United States is attacked, if Congress authorizes force, and if Congress declares war. But there's also a loophole. President can launch military operations for 60 days with an extra 30 days to withdraw forces. They simply have to notify Congress within 48 hours. And since 1973, presidents have used that loophole repeatedly. After the September 11 attacks, Congress passed a powerful law known as the Authorization for Use of Military Force 2001. It allowed the president to target those responsible for the attacks. But here's the catch: the law had no expiration date. That meant presidents like George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden have all used it to justify military operations around the world, even decades later. Today, tensions within Iran are once again testing the limits of presidential war powers. After missile strikes and growing hostilities, members of Congress attempted to block the president from escalating the conflict, but the effort failed. House Speaker Mike Johnson argued restricting the president during a crisis would be dangerous. Meanwhile, former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene warned Americans may soon be pushed into another war. The debate has divided Washington, and the world is watching. In theory, Congress still has enormous power. They can refuse funding for military operations, repeal authorizations for force, pass binding war powers resolutions. But politically, these moves require unity. And today, Congress is deeply divided. Political scientist Sarah Bones argues the US Constitution actually invites this struggle between branches of government, a system designed so that ambition counters ambition. The United States now faces a historic moment. Will Congress reclaim its constitutional authority over war, or will presidents continue expanding their power to deploy the military? The answer may determine not just the future of American democracy, but the future of war itself. If you found this documentary insightful, subscribe for more deep dive political investigations, and tell us in the comments, Should Congress have the final say before America goes to war? Frank Adams, Eagles TV.